Letting go of control is like doing a little trust fall with the flow of life. It's finding radical acceptance and appreciation for your current circumstances. It's realizing that every moment is moving at the speed of light, and you'll miss out on so much if you keep your focus on the future. So you allow yourself and your nervous system to settle. It's being genuinely okay with not having everything figured out, because you just somehow know that everything will fall into place when it's meant to. Do you want a carrot? Here. Will you go between? Good girl. So since the beginning of April, I feel like my patience is being tested, and it's mainly for my gut health, but it also is for other areas of my life as well, like my YouTube channel and the apartment that we're living in. For example, with healing my gut, about 2 weeks ago, I ended up having a setback. I started bawling my eyes out. I felt like I was doing everything that I possibly could. I've been conducting so much research and I've seen a ton of improvement. I'm really proud of myself for that, but because I'm human, that one bad setback and experience really outweighed all of the good that I've been seeing. So I intentionally let myself sit with what I was feeling. I allowed the tension and the emotions to just come through to the surface instead of suppressing them. After letting myself express everything that I was feeling without judgment, I began to self-reflect a little bit and think about the fact that I've been so obsessed with following this new diet so perfectly, I was scared of making a single mistake. And from the work that I've done, I know this is how I try to control things when I should be instead surrendering, letting go, not being so rigid, and just flowing with life a little bit more. So then I started to think about, well, okay, control is a theme that's showing up in my life. How do I go about letting go of control? And where else is control possibly showing up in my life? This is so good. I love this recipe, man. Oh, there's a person right there. I'm just gonna wait for a second. Taking myself on monthly solo dates has been huge for helping me build the trust I have in myself, and developing self-trust is helping me feel safe enough to let go of control and truly surrender into the present moment. I'm a recovering codependent working through a deep fear of doing things alone, so I still get a bit anxious on my solo dates. So to help myself relax and surrender on the solo date, and for whenever I'm taking aligned action that puts me outside of my comfort zone, I started doing a little grounding practice. I first take as many deep breaths as I need to slow down my heart rate and drop into my body. Then I focus on how the environment is impacting my senses. I focus on what I can feel, hear, touch, taste, smell, and sometimes see, but I typically keep my eyes closed when I'm doing this. Then I think back to what my initial emotional response was. From a state of being more aware and calm, I let the emotion I'm feeling from being triggered unfold and untangle the way that it needs to, so that I don't suppress my anxiety. This year, I've been really working on feeling into my anxiety, leaning in, being with it, rather than trying to run away from it. The last thing I do is I scan my body for tension and I let it melt into the surface below me. You're a good girl. After working out, I like to do a little shower meditation. I visualize that the water is washing away any stress and tension in my body. And I take this chance to set an intention to surrender. Going through this phase, I feel like I found 3 key things for me to focus on when going about letting go of control and trust falling with the flow of life. And that is building the trust that I have in myself, building the trust that I have in the universe, and 3, consciously releasing the attachment that I have to specific outcomes and timelines. So keeping those 3 things in mind, I finally found some time to journal about where else control is coming up in my life and how I can go about disrupting those patterns of behavior that have the energy of fear, of uncertainty behind them. So one of those patterns, for example, is when the apartment gets messy and it feels disorganized to me, I end up getting really frustrated and spiraling into this very chaotic energy of stress cleaning, and I end up snapping at Justin if he's not helping, even if he didn't ask for any help, and it's something I really need to work on. So to start disrupting that pattern of behavior and respond to it from a more grounded place, I feel like I need to do what's most uncomfortable in that situation, which for this case is absolutely doing nothing, because I will react and just get things done, and I feel like everything needs to be cleaned as of yesterday. So to counteract that impulse, I just need to sit my little chaotic, stressed out booty down and sit and lean into the discomfort that I'm feeling. Let it come to the surface and go through its natural cycle internally until it dissipates. Tell myself that it's safe to release control, and then proceed to take steps that are a little bit more calm. Another pattern that I have is needing to know the directions of where we're going ahead of time when I'm driving, and this is basically looking like I need to know exactly which lane to be in, way ahead of when I need to be in that lane. I don't know why, but I'm so bothered by the idea of having to take another route or to turn around. And through my deeper work and my journaling, I figured out that this reaction comes from a lack of confidence in my ability to adapt. So of course, to show my subconscious mind that I can handle anything that comes my way, I am not letting myself look at which lane to be in ahead of time, and I'm just going to figure it out as I go. My last example is when it comes to my manifestation list and my goals. I tend to get caught up in the worry that something's not going to come into fruition. I worry that there's not enough to go around. I worry that I'm not doing enough to actually make this thing happen. And then I start to tighten my grip on it and start to embody a more desperate energy. So when I noticed that happening, I started to lean on a verbal energetic anchor, which is basically just something that I can tell myself to help me let go of my stress around it, to help me feel like everything's going to be taken care of. I found this to be a really fun exercise, and I definitely recommend giving it a shot if you're interested. But it might sound a little bit different for you, because you really want to find the right turn of phrase that hits that energetic sweet spot. So example, when I'm tightening my grip around my gut health and my diet, I say to myself, my gut knows best. I don't have to force anything. It knows what to do. It's strong enough to digest this meal, and this food nourishes my body. And another goal that I have that I tend to get really stressed out about is around my YouTube channel growth. So I'll tell myself that I'm doing the work. Whatever happens, happens. My only job right now is to love what I'm creating and let the universe do her magical thing, because anything is possible. So I asked the universe for a sign, and this is absolutely bananas. I'm still in shock over it. So about a week ago, I asked the universe to send me a sign to show me that I was supported on this journey. I just felt like I needed some reassurance lately, and I ended up seeing a lot of synchronicities. So like 11:11 on the clock, 555, 333, and then there was a TikTok that I posted that ended up getting 888 views, which is the number for abundance, and that one really stood out to me. So I accidentally ended up looking at my analytics on YouTube, and if you saw my self-love habits that are helping me realize my worth video, you know that I've been religiously avoiding my analytics on YouTube and on Instagram, and that's because I was equating it to my self-worth. But here's the story. After months of being in this little plateau with my growth on my YouTube channel, I believe it's since December 2021 is when it kind of started. And that's because I was kind of going through a niche crisis where I didn't really know where I wanted to take my channel. I was pivoting and doing all these things and experimenting, which is totally fine. I had to go through that. But now I'm starting to see some growth happening again. The arrows and numbers are in green. If you're new here, welcome. I just know it in my soul and in my heart that this is the universe, God, telling me that I'm supported, that I've got this, that I'm on the right path, that I can just lean into trust falling with the flow of life, and just showing me that I'm going to be taken care of and that I can just express myself and truly enjoy this moment to moment process. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here, for spending time with me. I truly feel so connected with you guys lately because I've given myself permission to be more vulnerable with the videos I'm creating and to really just follow what's really speaking to me. And you taking precious time out of your day to be here and to comment such sweet messages, I just truly feel less alone on this journey, and I hope you feel the same way watching my videos. If you like this little self-love diaries vlog on letting go of control and entering a state of allowing with me, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button down below. It really means the world to me, and feel free to subscribe if you feel called to. I seriously can't wait to spend more time with you in the next video.